This book here changed my life. Spiritual Depression by Martyn Lloyd-Jones was a book that I read about 15 years ago. And when I was reading it, I was going through a season where I was really struggling personally and questioning why things seem to be moving well for other people, but not so much for me. Toward the end of the book, Martyn Lloyd-Jones talks about being in God's gymnasium. And it is a methodology and a view of your own suffering and trials that you're going through. Because he talks about how God, when he treats us as his sons and daughters, that he brings us into his gymnasium. And a gymnasium in that time would be like a workout room. So he brings us into his gymnasium, he strips us down, and he analyzes what's strong, what's weak, which muscles does one side push harder than the other? Are we compensating for weakness someplace? And then he starts pushing on those weak areas. He starts making us do things that are painful and seem basic, but are such a struggle. And it feels like we're getting nowhere. And we watch as we're sitting there doing body weight exercises and struggling with our balance. And we're sitting and watching other people post personal records on lifting or sprinting. And it feels like, God, why are you leaving me behind? And he's not leaving you behind at all. He's not leaving you in that struggle for just your own pain's sake. He's leaving you there because he's strengthening something inside you. That if he didn't strengthen that, if you moved on to the next step, you'd hurt yourself. That's what happens when we exercise. If we don't build our core, if we don't build the small muscles that are helping with our stability, all of a sudden we go and we do something heavy duty and we hurt ourselves. We pull something, we strain something, and we're sidelined. And God, out of his great love, isn't going to do that to us. He's not going to put us in a situation where we're going to hurt ourselves because he gave us something heavy that we were not ready for. He's going to train us. That training, it says in Scripture that God's training, his teaching, his correction doesn't feel comfortable in the moment, but in the end, the fruits of it are so plentiful. That's why we're there. That's why we're in that season. That's why it seems like we're not moving ahead when everybody else is. So if you're in one of those seasons, follow. We're going to dig into this. We're going to talk about being comfortable in that season that you're in. And we're going to talk about the things that God is doing in that season. We're going to move forward out of that season together.